As you have gathered by now, community mapping is a way we guide students to learn about their community so they can identify an informed need to address through their service campaign.
We found a lot of different problems in our neighborhood, and we were actually very bothered by that because we wanted our neighborhood to be a nice neighborhood. And the main problems that we found were that there are a lot of graffiti, there was a lot of litter by the streets, and that there was a lot of food waste all over the place.
Each of our community mapping activities are designed to allow participants to create a visual of their community's strengths and weaknesses. And this will inform the type of service campaign you create together. We have several different community mapping tools for you to select from. Community Mapping 101 is the first tool that we will explore during the course. This is a pen and paper map to identify a long-term service campaign. The other tool we will practice in this week is digital mapping. It can be used on its own to identify a long-term service campaign, or it can be used after Community Mapping 101 to turn your pen and paper map into a digital one. Mapping for younger children is a great option for those working with younger students, and the micromapping sprint is a quick mapping activity for those short on time to identify a quick one-time service project that you can do in a short period of time. This chart is available for you to download in the resource section. A quick note about safety. If you plan on sharing your maps beyond your classroom or group, we encourage you to always start from a public location like a school or a library and not mark the exact location of your home. The first step to mapping the community is observation. Before you start to physically map, you want to spend some time observing your community. There are a number of ways to do this, but we suggest asking students to observe their surroundings on their way to and from school. As we move through our lives, we tend to tune out the things we see every day. Encourage young people to pay attention. You could ask them to journal or write out what they see, or they could even draw pictures or take photos. The possibilities are endless. If possible, take a walk around the community with students. This is a great way to get out of the classroom, and it allows your young people to discuss what they are seeing as they see it. If you can't go for a community walk, you could always print out a map of the community and then use this as a reference when you start the exercise. The mapping resources will have guiding questions to help you facilitate the observation process.
Once the observation step is complete, then you're ready to begin physical mapping. Coming up next, we will cover how to do a basic community map using the Community Mapping 101 resource. When done in the classroom, it can be completed over the course of a few weeks or in just a few classes or program periods, depending on your time. On average, educators reported that preparing for this activity took about 2 hours and an average of 3 hours to implement. Community Mapping 101 is a pen and paper mapping tool. This is a great method for classes that don't have access to computers.
And it also allows for more artistic liberties than a digital map. So click on the next video for a demonstration of the Community Mapping 101 process.